Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be lowering the Prelude back down to its kind of normal ride height. Basically had it set up with this crazy fender gap for, I don't know, the last, feels like maybe 4 months, really, since I went down to Tennessee and Alabama. And I think, yeah, we even actually lifted it up right before we went to H2O in Maryland. So it needs to go back down. I'm tired of this crazy fender gap here. And honestly, it's just not working for me anymore. And now that we got the paint looking nice, the wheels looking nice, I think it's proper that we get the fitment looking equally as nice. Rears will probably go down about 2, maybe even 2.5 inches. It's gonna be almost fender to tire. The front, I basically max out the front coilovers, leave like maybe a sliver left of coil to go down on, just that way it doesn't seize on me, but this front will be slammed. And then we can throw on new tires, which I actually got the rears in yesterday. I'm gonna be running Federal 595s again, although this time they actually didn't have my 215/40/17 in the standard kind of ones that I have on here, which is the Federal 595 Super Steels. So I had to get these ones called the Evos, just a little different tread. They were about the same price, but I'm gonna have those for the back, and then I was able to actually still get the same tires for the front, so I'll have the Super Steels Federal 595s up front. And just because there's a million of you who ask, if you're ever wondering, my tires in the back are 215/40/17, fronts are 205/40/17. Now it's always fun lowering this car and getting it up onto jack stands when it is lowered. So basically what I'm gonna have to do is raise it up, put wood blocks underneath the tires. That way, once it's slammed, I can drive off without, or I can actually pull the jack out from underneath without ripping anything off. So I'm gonna put wood blocks on, get the car jacked up, jack stands up front, take the front wheels off, and then we can get to actually lowering the front coilovers. So just got the passenger side front wheel off, and you can see that right now the coilover's got about almost 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches of coil left. So we're gonna drop that, like I was saying, basically almost all the way down to this bottom locking collar, but not quite all the way down so that we don't seize the coilover. Other thing too, I've made videos on this in the past, but you do have adjustable upper control arms on the Prelude, so if you undo these top bolts here, you can actually get a little bit of camera play up there. So basically for each wheel, I'm gonna go all the way around the car, starting with the fronts. I'm gonna loosen up the upper control arm, push this all the way in so that way we get the most camber possible. And then I'm gonna, for the fronts at least, drop this down to almost completely lowered. And then we can put everything back together on the fronts and hop back to the rears. Front coilover is adjusted, camber arm is pushed all the way in, so you guys can see I just left a sliver there, just like I said, so it won't seize the coilover and I can break it loose if I need to. So we can go ahead and throw this wheel back on and move to the other side. Front is all set. You can definitely see the difference. It looks, in my opinion, much, much better. And because I've got the back end jacked up, this is kind of under load, so you can tell that we'll definitely clear the tire. And actually, as we go even lower, the tire gets sucked in more, so it shouldn't rub really at all. And now we can kind of do the same thing with the rears, although the rear coilovers are a little different here. So you can see we have a ton of thread here right now. I only need to go down probably about that much. So we'll still have a lot of thread showing. And just a reminder, you have the same upper control arm adjustment for camber. So just loosen those top bolts, and then you can grab this thing here and move it back and forth and get the camber that you want. Just finished up the first rear wheel. So now we've got both the fronts done and one side. And before I jump to the last wheel to do it, I just wanted to drop the back end and see how it would sit. So here is how the rear fitment looks like. I'm debating on going a little bit lower, but I know the coilovers typically do settle a little bit after adjustment. So I don't know. I feel like the rear's looking pretty good. Yeah, if anything, maybe just down like 1/4 inch. Just to basically get rid of that little gap there so all you see is tire. Put it down in the comments though. What kind of setup do you guys like running on your car? Do you like more of the stance look or more like setup for track? This car is just low and slow, and that's how I like it. So that's how I'm gonna stance it, but that's just me. So I'm curious, how would you guys stance your Prelude or whatever car you have? How do you guys do it? Track, hot boy stance. After looking at it again, I think I'm gonna leave the rear where it's at. If anything, I might even end up raising the front a little bit because the front is like super slammed and it hasn't settled 100% yet. So definitely slammed in the front. Rear I'm pretty happy with. Kind of funny. Here is how the last wheel sits at full droop. I mean, that's more than a fist right there at full droop. And as you can tell, the side that we've already adjusted, we have nothing even close to that. We don't even have a fist. So we've got about 2 fingers, maybe finger and a quarter. I just finished both sides in the rear and I think I might have slammed it too much, guys. Yeah, I'll just show you. Look at this fitment, dude. That is like nearly fender to lip. I mean, we still got more to go, but holy sheesh. So actually, I know for a fact I'm gonna rub because if you look right about there. Sorry, you guys, you're gonna have to tilt your head, but I'm definitely gonna rub like right on this part of the tire. So I think I went a little too low. Once I actually did this side, then this side lowered some more too. So it's a little weird actually. These are the same height, but this is how this side looks. I think what I'm gonna do is jack it back up and raise each of the rear coilovers up by about a quarter inch to a half an inch, and that should be good. Get us a little bit closer to where I had it before. Boys, the Prelude stance is back. Finally got this thing lowered, looking nice. The front is basically about a quarter inch from bottoming out the coilover, and the rear has about 2 1/4 inches from bottoming out the rear coilover. So definitely a lot more room to go down in the back if I really wanted to, but I'm pretty happy with this. When it's sitting on flat ground, basically the Prelude looks pretty much level. I'm basing that off of the side skirts. I'm basically trying to get the side skirts to look completely level, which the way this car works, it needs to be a little bit lower on the front and the rear needs to be a little bit taller. So I'm really happy with it. It doesn't rub at all. I went ahead and I mean, I've run this fitment before, so I already know, but I tried turning the wheel and everything and there's no rubbing at all. So guys, we finally have a lowered 5-speed 3rd gen Prelude. So yeah, we have 2 tires here waiting on the other 2 to get here. Actually, the postman just dropped off some valve stems for me. So got some new valve stems for the new tires when they come in. Once I get the new tires on, then I will get this thing a proper alignment because it is much needed. I don't know if I've shown you guys this on camera, but my wheel is totally straight right now. I'm trying to think of what the best angle is. Yeah, like my wheel is straight. You can see how much toe out I have on this side, and that's no good. And the funny part is, while that wheel is pointing that way, this wheel points this way. So I'm towing out on both fronts, which is why these tires are pretty much balled up front. Wow, look at that paint though. This buff came out really, really nice. I haven't washed the car. I've pretty much just let the wax sit on the car. Well, I mean, I wiped it off, but I'm letting the wax harden and everything before I go ahead and actually wash the car. But between lowering it, getting the paint corrected, the 5-speed, the wheels cleaned up, guys, I wish we had a good car season right now because this Prelude is ready. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but if you guys are interested in picking up any merch, I do have some stuff left. But as always, you can save 20% off any order using code YouTube20 on the website. Pick yourself up a t-shirt, a hoodie, you know, whatever suits your fancy. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Prelude is pretty much all done for the day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep elevating, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.